What's up, everybody? Got a small little PSA reveal here. A couple of cool rookies, but lower grade, and then just some stuff for my sets. It's only 27 cards, so it'll be pretty quick. And nothing super crazy. I think there might have been an upcharge on this one, on one of the cards. I can't remember now. I got like 4 subs at PSA right now, so I'm confused on a few of them. I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 estimated grades down, so I'll see how I did on those. A lot of these are going to be for some sets I'm filling in, and the others are some big rookies, but just kind of lower end cards that I needed to get slabbed. All right, let's take a look. Now, man, at first glance, that is a beautiful card for a 5. I mean, I have to look closer, obviously, but like eye appeal wise, the second that he grabbed that, 1967 Topps Juan Pizarro, number 602. That's a high number. It got a 5. Obviously, it's a little off center. A 5 is got to have some issues though. So let's see. Little print mark there, a little off center. The corners are pretty good. I'm looking at it in another light up here, but wow. Oh, the edge. Okay, right edge, corner. I mean, it's a nice 5. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every card is undergraded, but pretty clean card, and it got a 5. We have a 1962 Topps Yaz here, Carl Yastrzemski. This one got a 4. I don't think I get, oh, Pizarro, I guessed a 6. So actually, we weren't too far off. I wrote down a 6. That was one of the 5 cards I guessed. So wrote down a 6, got a 5. I'm off 1 grade a lot, so that's pretty normal. 62 Yaz I did not guess on, but a 4 looks about right. Got some corners, some off centering on that. Pretty cool. All right. This one, I have no idea how they ever grade these. Sometimes they don't grade them. They just slab them authentic. And sometimes they grade them. These are hand cut, so you could technically probably sit here and make it sharper before you send it in, but I don't know how to do that, nor do I care to take the time to. But I'm sure people buy these things, open them, crack them, and try to make it a cleaner cut. Since they are hand cut, I imagine you can do that. Nonetheless, it is a Clemente 3 from 63 Post Serial. Got a 3, which is about right, I assume, based on the way it looks there. Got a Lou Brock rookie. That's a cool card, and a 3.5. I did not put a grade down that I guessed on that one, but it is off center. This one's always tough on the coloring. Corners are a little white, so yeah, they couldn't quite get it to a 4, I guess, and I'm not going to argue it. It's not in fantastic shape, so nonetheless, Lou Brock 62 Topps 3.5. I did write this one down. I wrote 2 to 3. So we're on the higher end of my guess of this one, so I'm happy with that. 54 Topps Yogi Berra. A little bit taller of a card, off center top to bottom. Got some kind of marking over here and some soft corners and a little discoloring on the back. So a 3 is pretty much at the high end of this one. 3.5. You could not get this to a 4, so got to be happy with a 3 there, considering I wrote down 2 to 3. I will certainly take that one. There's even like a fingernail print there, so a 3 is a pretty good grade on this Yogi from 1954. I got another 67, a couple 67 high numbers. These were some clean cards that I had here, and tried to get some of them slabbed. I did not have a grade on these other 67s, but this one got a 6. And other than the centering, it does look like about a 6. So pretty solid on that one, and about as expected. I don't think it could be a 7, and unless there's any major stuff going on. It shouldn't be a 5. There is on the back some stuff on the surface issues. So, but on the front, pretty clean. Norm Cash, number 540 got a 6. Another 67. This is number 605, Mike Shannon. Obviously a little off center, but a 7 on this one. So a 7. And the back is pretty clean again, just a little off center. So that is a nice card there. That'll go into the set unless I have an 8 or higher already in the. I think we have a couple sets on a 67, but a Mike Shannon, high number there, 7. Bellinger rookie, high number, got a 5 on the Bellinger. I did not write that one down either, but these cards are all, I actually wrote down, oh no, they didn't, the insurance wise, they just put max value, I see. So they changed the way they do it on estimating values. Mark Bellinger, rookie with Dillman, little off center, and it got a 5. Pretty off center left to right, and a little bit top to bottom. Yeah, we got some surface issues going on in the back, so that's about right on the Bellinger 67. Here's another 67. It is Marty Willis, and I did not guess on that one as well, but that is a 5. Little off center for the Pirate, and off center on the back. Slightly discoloring. Corners aren't too bad. Back surface a little bit. But that's a nicer 5 than the top right corner, I guess. Yeah, all the corners, I'm sorry. The back corners look okay, but when you get a little closer on the front, you can see why it got a 5. So that's right. Now this is a big card. I had 3 to 4 written down for this one. So we are on the lower end. Obviously, I would have loved to get a 4 on this Gretzky. I do have 4 or 5 of these, kind of all different grades. Picked this one up in a collection, and it's pretty nicely centered. Just has some rough corners, and it got a 3. My buddy was looking for one, so I might shoot him a picture now that I got it graded, and possibly consider selling it. But I tend to keep certain stuff in my collection, and I think I have 3 or 4 Gretzkys, and I'll probably just add this one to the pile. But that's about right on the grades with those soft corners like that. But the centering's pretty nice. Gretzky, 79 tops rookie with a 3. Johnny U, number 22 from 58 tops. We got a 5 on this one. I did not write anything down. Only 2 other cards I wrote grade estimates down. But we got a 5 on the United. That looks about right. Not too bad centering, a little top to bottom, and some rounded corners there a little bit. So that's about right. So far, the grades seem to be pretty close to what I would expect. This is pretty cool here. Oh, this is the one they upcharged me for. Now I remember seeing it. They upcharged me for a 3 Banks. I didn't agree with it, but I didn't really have a choice. I think they just have cards that trigger the price. Like they didn't, like the Gretzky, they didn't upcharge me for a 3, but the Banks, they upcharged me for a 3. I think it was like $75. It's the only card in this pile. 54 tops Banks got a 3, and I'm surprised I did not write a grade down on that one that I would guess, but it's a taller card again with the sort of rounded corners, but the surface is clean, the picture's clean. There's a little, not a little, but there's a significant kind of indent type mark right there. Back looks pretty good. Back looks pretty good. You can see the corners are rounded here, which is why it's a 3. That and that mark right there. So pretty accurate on the grade. I don't think you could get to a 4 with that chunk there and those rounded corners. So that is pretty good. We'll take it. Here's a cool rookie of one of the legends here in the Berg. Only a 3 on this one again. I sent in all these cards. I've had these, me and my dad have had these for a while from collections and stuff. And because they were low grade, we never got them slabbed. But, you know, at this point, it's easier to just get them to pay, especially when PSA runs specials. I'll send some low end you know, 3s and 4s. Like these are all 3s and 4s. All these. This is a Stargell 3, Banks 3, Gretzky 3. So this is a Willie Stargell rookie from 63 tops. It is a high number, and it got a 3, which is pretty accurate considering the corners on this one. Centering is not too bad. A little bit off left to right, but pretty good centering. Clean surface and just 4 kind of roughish corners, and a nice clean back. Higher grade here on a common from 73 tops. That is Bob Bailey. Bob Bailey, 73 tops. We got an 8 on that one, and I'm trying to find it on my list here. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty clean card there. Looks like they just, yeah, I guess the edges and the maybe a tad on the centering. Front centering looks good. Back centering not so great. That's a pretty clean 8. Very nice 8. A little dot here, like a surface issue. So that's preventing it from being a 9. All right, now a bunch of these are 75 tops. So I'm gonna actually not all. A little run of 75 tops here. This one I did guess, and I guessed an 8. This is a pretty clean 79 tops, which is Gretzky's rookie there. This is Gordie Howe, and I just thought it was super clean. Obviously, you see a little bit of white shown on some of the corners there. You never know if that gets picked when they're in and out of sleeves or whatever, but it was a really nice card, and it's a tad off center left to right, I suppose, and the corners are preventing it from an 8, but it's a real nice 7. I did write down 8 on that one, and we got a 7, so 1 off on the Gordie Howe. We got a little 75 run here. The only other card I wrote down, there's only one other card that I guessed on, so we're just going to have to look at these ones. We got a 6 on the Kuzman, Jerry Kuzman. These are all pretty clean 75s. I was trying to upgrade some set stuff, add some more graded stuff to the, I think I have 4 or 5 sets of 75. So I just sent in some nice clean cards, and we got a 6 on the Kuzman. It is pretty clean center wise. Surface, there's maybe some stuff going on in the Mets there that I didn't see, but that is a pretty nice 6 for Kuzman. And here's a 7 for Jim Brewer. Jim Brewer got a 7, and that one's pretty nice. A little bit of a mark there, like a printer mark. That is a clean looking card though. It's tough if they're going to dock you for these little bit of corners there, for getting an 8. That's tough. There's a little bit of a red circle on the Dodgers D there, but these 75s are pretty nice. So, oh well, as you can see, I plucked out one good one there. We got a 9 on the Diego Segui. This is number 232. Now you can see the same type of little corner down there, but that is yeah, that's really clean. Really clean on this one, and that is card number 232. There is a dot, a yellow printer dot up there by the X, and a little bit on his neck, which I don't know if it was on the card or not, but yeah, that's a 9, and that's a really clean card. Not much different than that Brewer, actually. Let's see what that Brewer. Same printer dot. Bottom right corner, I guess. The other, it's very similar to the Brewer, but the corners are just a tad different. All right, we're right in the middle of the 7 and 9 here with this Bellinger. We got a top left, a little bit of a corner there. This is an 8 on the Bellinger. 75 tops Bellinger. That's a nicely centered card. The other reason I like to send these in is to compare to the raw cards I have and see, you know, how they grade these. So now I know, I mean, that's a really clean card with just a tad of a bit white there. So now I know, you know, what I'm looking at when I'm sending in these 75s, what they're looking for and what they're going to dock on. You know, certain cards don't have to be that they have printer defects, and they will allow for a higher grade based on that. So I don't personally know them all, but you just kind of get a feel for them once you grade a certain amount, what they're going to dock you for. Like here's a 6 on the same set there, John Mayberry. A little bit of a printer dot in his name. nicely centered. Okay, I'll be honest on this one, I don't see anything yet. Oddly enough, I feel like this is the most undergraded one in the batch so far. And it's a common card. But, yeah, I don't see any reason why that's not an 8. I mean, I can barely find anything wrong with it. Huh. I'll look again later, but that is, I mean, the top right corner, I suppose, is showing a little bit. And maybe the surface. I have to look at, see, this is, okay, so this is something probably hard to see on camera, but there's like dusting kind of in the background, and sometimes you don't know if it's in the picture or the card, so you have to get another one of these or look online or whatever to see if they also have that. So I will double check, but if that's what it is, there's kind of like dots in there, and to me you don't really notice that because it looks like it's part of the card, but if there's other ones that don't have that, that would be what it's docked for, along with the little bit of a top right corner there. But I mean, you guys can tell me in the comments if you think this is the most undergraded one in the batch so far. All right, I did guess on this one, and I knew it was a 1. I just was getting it slabbed, but this is the GOAT in some people's mind, the greatest running back ever, Jim Brown. I had a 3 and a 4. At one point, I sold the 3 or the 4, I can't remember. So I have a couple other ones, and this one was laying around with a big old fat crease. 2 creases right down the middle. The grade itself doesn't get any lower than this, but that's okay. It's easier to sell or keep if it's in this than trying to sell it raw. People may think it's fake or whatever. So 1 with a qualifier is as low as it gets. Probably would have been better to just get it slabbed authentic, but it has a grade now, 1 MC, and I guessed 1. Not considering the qualifier. All right, we got a nice 73 Kuzman here. This one got a 9, so the other Kuzman, and that one I can even see right off the bat a little bit of a corner down on the right there, but and a little bit of an indent there. Yeah, so sometimes the accuracy on the grades are just like, if I'm going off of everything else I got in this pile, this is an 8. So I guess that makes up for one of the other ones being 1 grade off. This one seems to be 1 grade higher than I probably would give it. And that's just giving it a quick look. It's a nice card, but you can see now on the back, the black border with the whites, they will allow for a little bit of showing there. That's not going to really hurt you. That's a very clean front though, and a very nicely centered Kuzman. We got a 62 home run leaders. This has Mantle on it, and that's why it went in. So we got Mantle and Maris here, and that's a 5. That's actually not too shabby for a Mantle home run leader. Obviously off center and some corners, so must not be anything else wrong with it, because that is about accurate based on the white edge here, the corners, and the centering. Don't think it can get to a 6, so there is some surface dots on the back, but a 5 is about right for that Mantle. Here's another nice 73, Freddie Patek. This is number 334, and that is an 8 on that one. I had a few nice ones of these, that's why I sent one in. Pretty nice card. It's a sideways card there. A little bit of a dot there and a little top right corner, or top left, I guess that is. Pretty clean back, and that's that same corner area there. So that's why that's an 8. Another 73 8 here. This is Jack Aker, number 262. I was working on this 73 set, and as I was doing it, I was putting 3 sets together. I was upgrading each one, and as I was looking at it, I was plucking ones out that I'm even commons. I'm like, let's send that in. It looks like it has a chance at a 9 or something. Usually I won't send it in unless it at least has a shot at a 9. This one has a little mark at the top there. It's really the only thing preventing it from a 9, because that's pretty clean. And here's a 9 on one that looks faded, actually. So maybe that's how that's printed, but the looks faded. That's Phil Hennigan. Got a 9 on number 107. Other than the discoloring, center looks good. A little bit of a fade on the edge and on the black fading into the white on both sides. Some sort of printer defect there, but the back is super clean. Centering is good, and that's a nice 9 going into the set. And there's an 8, near mint 8 on the Roy White. Same thing. It looks like the bleeding of the black doesn't hurt you too much. A little bit of an edge and a little centering. Pretty decent corners. That'll do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment if you'd like.